welcome to Enjoy. I'm Blair French, and today
We're off to enjoy the kitchen.
what do you enjoy?
Come on.
Hello and welcome to Enjoy. I'm your host, Blair French, and today we are traveling in the central coast of California, Monterey County to be exact. It's loaded with vineyards, and Scheid Vineyards is no exception. So come on along with me today and let's enjoy Scheid. Here we are with Scott Tidd. You are the tasting room manager for Scheid Vineyards. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Tell us what goes on in this room and what you're in charge of here.
This is our tasting. This is one of our two tasting rooms. We have this one here at the winery, and we have our other one in Carmel on 7th and San Carlos.
I've passed by it many times.
Excellent.
But I've never gone in.
You should come in sometime.
I'm here now.
There we go. This is our tasting room here. We offer tastings 7 days a week. Basically 11 to 5, Monday through Sunday.
You start early, huh?
Oh, yes, we do.
There's nothing wrong with a little wine in the morning.
Oh,
Okay.
wine with breakfast? Sure, why not?
We could be on East Coast time. Who cares?
Exactly.
Okay. So are we going to be tasting anything today, or would you like to show us any of your wines?
We offer two flights here. You can do an estate flight or a reserve flight.
Flight?
Flight, yes. A flight is basically where you get a sample of anywhere from 4 to 6 wines, starting with whites and moving to reds, going from lighter to heavier.
Very nice.
And then we do
I just like the word flight. I just like what it evokes.
Yes.
We're traveling.
Exactly, traveling through some excellent wines.
Sounds good. We're going to enjoy with you.
Excellent.
Okay. All right, Scott, I think we've decided that we're starting with a reserve flight.
Yes, we are. We're going to start off with our 2009 sparkling white. This is our Isabel.
Okay.
This is one that we do a small lot of. It is 60% Pinot Noir, 40% Chardonnay. We leave the skins on just a little bit during our fermentation time to give it a nice amber honey color. In the champagne world, this would be considered a brut, so no residual sugar.
Okay. All right. Let's have a taste.
Okay.
Now, would you like to talk about it while I'm...
When you start off with this one, I would start off with a small sip, very, very effervescent, really small bubbles. So it will kind of explode on the palate.
Yes.
Yeah, very crisp.
Very nice. That's a good one.
Yes.
How do you name the wines? Or who's in charge of that?
The wines get named by Scott and Heidi Scheid. This one actually, Isabel, is their grandmother. The name basically, when you put together a champagne, it's a labor of love. And
Yes.
the way their grandmother was and the way she did things for them, it was always a labor of love. So they wanted to name it after her.
Very nice. Okay. Okay, next up, what do we have?
Okay, so the next one for you now is going to be our 2009 Pinot Reserve. Our Pinot Reserve is a blend of multiple clones. So you're going to have some layers and complexities that are really going to linger on the palate. It's aged with a couple different styles of oak. Really nice, hints of pepper on the finish.
How many legs are on this flight? I just want to pace myself.
You're gonna have basically 4 today.
Oh, I can handle that.
Yes.
No problem. We'll still be enjoying. Okay. All right. So here we go. Delicious, but not terribly.
Overpowering,
No, it's
yeah.
very drinkable.
Pinot Noirs are a very delicate grape, so you don't get a lot of tannin structure to them.
Yes.
Because Pinot Noir is known for having a thin skin. Thinner the skin, the less tannic acid you're gonna have. So you're gonna have more of a fruit-forward, palatable wine.
Well, that one's delightful. Very nice.
Okay, and then the final one for your flight here will be our 2008 Claret. A Claret is basically a Bordeaux blend. This is something that you don't see too often coming out of Monterey County. This one is one of our winemakers' specialties here.
Okay.
This guy is basically Petit Verdot based, so that's going to have the majority of the wine in there. It's Petit Verdot, then it goes Cab Sauv, Cab Franc, Malbec, and then Merlot.
Where did you learn all this? How do you know all of these things about wine?
The Scheid family that I work for they're excellent teachers, and they like to share their knowledge with their staff. So
Because it does almost require quite a bit of an education. You know, you're learning and appreciating. There's such an art and a craft to it, and it's always good to know. Okay. All right. Let's pour this one.
This one here, we aged for 36 months on French oak. This is a 2008, and this was released last December. You're gonna the color really comes from the Petit Verdot.
The color is stunning.
Yes, very velvety red. You're gonna get mostly Petit Verdot up front, and then you'll finish really nicely with the Malbec and Merlot.
Is color usually an indication of flavor?
Color is usually an indication of how long the wine was fermented with the skins
Okay.
on.
Okay. All right. Learn something new. Here we go. Definitely stronger, full-bodied, yes.
A little more tannin structure.
Definitely some more tannins. Beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not overpowering. I mean,
No,
it's
not
not a meal in a glass.
No, not at all. No, like I said, a lot of Monterey County wines, you have warm days and cool nights where we grow our grapes, so you get a little bit thinner skin on the grape, a little more, less tannin structure. So,
Well, absolutely lovely. I've really enjoyed this flight and where we've ended up with the 2008. Say it again.
2008 Claret.
2008 Claret. Okay, very good. We're certainly enjoying. I hope you are as well. You should come on out to Scheid Vineyards and take a taste yourself. Well, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Scott Scheid. I have a feeling that you know a thing or two about this operation.
Well, I guess we've been doing it for a while.
You sure have. And we happen to be standing in your demonstration.
This is our demonstration vineyard. It's right outside of the back of the tasting room here in Salinas Valley, Greenfield, California. This is where our winery operation is, and it's also one of our vineyards called Hacienda. And all our wine is made in the winery that we're not too far away from.
Sure.
We do have 10 estate vineyards in total that they cover about a 75-mile spread of the Salinas Valley.
That's quite a bit.
That's we grow grapes and make wine for other wineries.
Sure, I've heard that happens, that you're growing grapes for other people. But what does that mean for your vineyard?
Well, what it means for us is that we get to grow a lot of grapes in the different microclimates of Monterey County, and we can, for the Scheid Vineyards brand, our family brand, we can really pick the best of the best and farm it our way. Bring it here and make the best wine we can make. So on this little vineyard, we have a little spot for weddings. We've been in business now for 42 years, and so a lot of the local people in the towns here know us, and so we have events on the patio. There's a little bocce ball over there.
Yes.
Weddings and receptions and a few things like that. It's a great place for it.
And we've got lots of grapes, I see. You're about to harvest.
We're getting close.
That's a busy time of year for you, no?
It's indeed a busy time. There's a lot going on to prepare the winery, the harvesters, the crews getting ready, and it's best time of the year. There's a lot of sampling going on in the field to see where the sugars and the acidity is of the grapes, and they are getting close.
So they can just tell by sampling a grape right off the vine.
Yeah, we have a sampling program. We're in all the different blocks of our vineyard. We bring them back to the lab here in the winery, and keep track of those samples as as the weather gets even warmer.
Okay.
It brings them in.
All right, very good. What else? What makes your vineyard, in your opinion, so special? I mean, you've got a lot of competition around. There's a lot of vineyards in this area, and I understand you're the largest in Monterey County.
Well, we're one of the largest.
One of the largest.
I think what's really special is that Monterey County itself is a beautiful place to grow grapes in that it's a long, narrow valley, the Salinas Valley. It opens up onto the Monterey Bay, and we kind of get the fog and the weather off of there. And as you go south, you hit all the major climactic regions. What UC Davis, their weather regions 1 through 4. It's all available here. Well, we have a tasting room here, at the winery, right here, just 5 miles south of Greenfield, about 10 miles north of King City on 101. And we also have a tasting room, like you said, in the city of Carmel by the Sea,
Yes.
and that's all the way on the Monterey Peninsula. And I mean, it's Monterey County is a very large county,
Yes.
bigger than most of the world's countries,
is
and
big.
our two tasting rooms are actually over 60 miles apart and in the same beautiful county.
Right. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your family business. We certainly have enjoyed this. Thank you. Thank
My
you, Scott.
pleasure. Thank you.
This is my new friend Ralph. Ralph is the cellar master here. Ralph, can you tell me what you do?
I'm the general manager for winery operations. I take care of all the productions. I am the cellar master here, which includes bringing in the grapes, scheduling the grapes that come into the facility for our customers. I'm the direct contact for that, and I'm in charge of all the people, all the production, and I work closely with the winemaking staff. I believe you met Dave Nagangas.
Sounds like you do a lot, Ralph.
I do enough.
You're kind of a hands-on guy, huh?
That's it.
Okay, well, what else? How long have you been doing this?
Well, within this valley, this will be my 49th year harvest.
Wow.
So
You must be a good cellar master.
I think so.
We think so too. Well, thank you for letting us enjoy our little walk down your workplace here.
It's an exciting place to work
It's
at.
magnificent. Look at this.
You know, all the vats, all the tanks, barrels, all the case goods.
You ever
that we're
get
doing.
thirsty and just open up one?
We taste.
You taste. So you have a lot of fun
taste.
here. We like fun.
We sure do.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Hi there, Dave.
Hello?
This is where all the magic happens, huh?
Yes, this is it.
This is sort of your empire in here. Is that correct?
My little world, yes.
Tell us what you do, Dave.
I direct the winemaking that goes on. So I decide when the grapes are picked based on the flavors and the ripeness. I decide how the wines are going to be made. I lay out a game plan. It's a fairly simple process. We pick the grapes, we crush the grapes, we ferment the grapes. Like I said, it's a very simple process, just a few details along the way, the temperature of the fermentation, the vineyard blocks that we're going to select and how they're going to go together. We try to keep things separated as long as we can so we can find out how the different lots are going to work, and then we work to blend them together.
So Dave, I notice here on some of these barrels, I see France, and then I also see down here Pennsylvania. Barrels are obviously very important in winemaking, so tell me a little bit about barrels.
Well, barrels are a very important part of the flavor profile of the wines. At Scheid, we're very fortunate to have some very good fruit to work with.
Yes.
So we use oak in a very subtle way just to support it. And different types of oak work with different varietals. For instance, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, we use principally French oak because it has a very soft tannin, a vanilla character, cinnamon, a little bit of a spice. And we try to use that to just kind of support those flavors of the Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. For bigger varieties like Cabernet or Merlot or Petit Syrah, we use American oak, which is a little more aggressive of an oak. It has bigger flavors and a little more supportive of a bigger wine. And then there's other ones like Syrah. It works well with Hungarian oak because it has a little smoky spiciness that goes with that bright fruit. So we play around with the different oaks. That's one of the things over 30 years on the job. I've developed a little bit of knowledge for different oaks and how they work with different varieties. And so that's what we do with the barrels, is just to support the fruit that we get and to complete the wine and to finish it.
Have you ever had like the chocolate meets peanut butter moment where you put something in something totally unexpected and you all of a sudden got your aha moment, like, wow, that was great?
Well, I think that was probably with Hungarian oak. I was really surprised how well it works with varieties like Syrah or Petit Syrah or Tempranillo, or it just adds a nice round, smoky, spicy character to those varieties that have kind of a distinctive fruit character. So yeah, that was probably my biggest discovery, exactly. Yeah.
Fun. Winemaking is fun.
Yeah, well, so it has its moments. Yeah.
Well, thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott, this is stunning. What are we looking at? Please describe.
Sure. We're on our Viento vineyard. It stands for wind in Spanish, and that beautiful wind blows down the Salinas Valley every day. In the distance over there is another vineyard. We call that the Scheid vineyard, where you see those trees and more vines, and that's about a 350-acre vineyard. And the mountain in the distance there that's North Chalone Peak, the pointy one, and and Pinnacles National Park. So, like you said before, it's a beautiful area. off in the distance, there's another one of our vineyards called Baja Viento, just lower down the hill from us.
And you were also mentioning to me there's some trees that are just directly behind me. Is there a little special story you want to share about those trees?
Yeah, there is. Those are called Casarina trees, and we use those as a windbreak and plant them every couple of 100 feet. They're from Australia. They're sometimes called salt pines, but they're bushy and block the wind, and we get that here every day, and it helps the vines to grow.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What would a windbreak be necessary for?
It really allows the vines to grow longer during the day. They kind of, when the wind really picks up, the stomata in the vine shuts down, and this prolongs that.
I imagine here in this valley you could get quite a wind going between these mountain ranges.
We definitely get a big wind going, and even if we have a hot day, it's 90, 95 degrees, it cools down a lot in the afternoon, and because of that, we have one of the longest growing seasons in the state.
That is important. That's important for the taste of the grape, correct? To have a warm day and a cool night?
It is. That really creates it really is the formula for high quality wine grapes, to create that varietal intensity, to shut the vine down at night. The wind comes right off the Monterey Bay, all that cool air, and just cools it right down.
Well, you sure are lucky to have this beautiful spot. We've loved having you along today, enjoying the Central Coast. Until next time, enjoy.